Okay, so here we are. Hello, hello, Deborah.
Hi, Natalie.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wow, I am so happy that we are having this quality time, you and I, for the next 20 to 30 minutes. We are going to dive in your story, your entrepreneurial story, which I feel is very inspiring. And the reason why I wanted to interview you was because I feel like your journey as an entrepreneur, what how you started, how you went through this whole journey of finding yourself, listening to the little voice, as you're going to tell us what it means, and finally getting to today where you're at, what you've achieved, and especially in those times, those challenging times, how you were able to reinvent your business and basically position yourself as someone who could help, I'm going to say hundreds, but even thousands of people. And so I'm really, really happy to have you tonight. And we are doing this interview also in the context of the 21-day challenge to reinvent your business, where hundreds of entrepreneurs are checking in every day to get inspiration, to learn from other entrepreneurs. And I've chosen you to really inspire those people because everyone wants to reinvent themselves in these times of what is happening around us and those changes and everything that's happening that could be a little scary. So I want to start with that actually, if you will allow me. I want to start with the end, and then we'll go back to how it happened from the beginning. But what happened to you when the coronavirus exploded? Like, what happened to you, to your business? I know that everyone had their own story of how they reacted, but I would love to hear was your reaction, and what did you do when this, big shift happened in our lives?
First, I wanted to thank you for inviting me, choosing me to tell my story because I'm really honored. And I want to apologize for my accent because I come from France. And okay. Well, when the corona happened, I think my brain, as I know it, started to switch on creative mode. So
Okay.
I thought, okay, I have a big Facebook group. I know that I talk to moms, to scary moms. So how am I gonna bring joy to their lives? And so I thought of a TV show that I would broadcast on my group with my kids and just bringing joy.
Okay.
And so I would go live on Facebook several times a day. We would be cooking. Since I used to be a teacher, I would be there were teaching moments and advice on how to deal with the emotions of the kids, of emotions of the grown-ups. And it would be just I wanted to give like um, uh, fresh air, like okay, if you we are together in this, and I have the energy, so okay, you can count on me to bring you joy, to forget everything that's outside the home.
Right, right. And so maybe I should have started, that's, my mistake. I should have started with reading your biography so people know what you do and what you offer. And then we're going to go back to what you did after the corona. So I'm just going to read from your biography. Deborah is the founder and CEO of Inspiration for Mothers of Today community and programs. Originally from France, she came to live in Israel 3 years ago. She used to be a primary school teacher and she really loved her job. But after 10 years of teaching, she realized that she needed something different. After several years of training and giving workshops to teachers and moms, she now gives advice and support to mothers who are facing challenges with their kids through a very dynamic Facebook community. And I can say it, you were modest and you said, oh, I'm helping mothers. Well, you actually have 13,000 members in this Facebook group, and online programs, which you're going to talk about, which are based on positive parenting, education, and pedagogy, right? So we're talking about 13,000 members in a Facebook group that when the corona happens, you decide to bring them joy. You decide to say, okay, let's not get all overwhelmed with fears. Let's not forget. Let's forget for a while what's happening. Those mothers basically were, from one day to the next, they had all their kids at home. So whatever challenges they had before, they probably had even more when the corona exploded. And you basically said, okay, this is my business, this is my mission. I'm going to help bring joy to those mothers. But now I want to go back a little bit, because people that are listening to us, their dream is, some of them already have achieved this dream, and some of them are still looking to align their business with their passion. And you are able to do this, and this is what you do today by helping those thousands of mothers really knowing how to be with their children, and knowing how to basically educate them. But it wasn't always like that, right? So you said that you started as a teacher. So what happened when you were a teacher? Like, what happened? You started as a teacher, and then what?
I started being a teacher, and I was single. I think that's also important, because since I became myself a mother, things changed also in my heart and in my head. But I was really, really happy as a teacher. But I was not feeling well in the teaching conditions. Uh, they were not good. I was not feeling good. There was something that was missing
Right.
in this job. I would feel that I couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it. So after 10 years, I decided to work part-time, even though I had very, very small money at the end of the month. I thought, okay, there is something I need to discover inside me. I don't know what it is, but I have to start figuring it out. And so for, I would say, 3 years, I decided to take a step ahead from teaching. I decided to stop, to make my own experience, and to open a company. I must say that I discovered the Montessori method, and it completely changed my life also. And so I decided to have different experiences, and I never regretted it, because I knew I could come back, but also because I think it was like I had a lot to learn. I love learning. I love teaching, but I love learning. And so I had to listen to the voices that were in me, and who would say, okay, try something new, try something new, try something new. But then I got really tired of trying something new.
Right. Right. And so before you go into when you got tired, I want to talk about this little voice a little bit,
Yeah.
because you speak about that little voice, and I think that everyone has this little voice. Maybe people call it differently, but we all have this little voice. And so from the beginning, the way you're saying it is that from the beginning you felt that there was something more. You felt that something was missing. Can you talk to us about this feeling of feeling that, yes, I love what I'm doing, I love teaching, but there is something more, something that I'm missing and I need to discover. Can you tell us about this voice and how it evolved with time?
Um, I thought that I had the feeling that okay, I needed I I always needed challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I was needing challenges every time, for me, it was not that good a sign, because, okay, you can challenge yourself once, twice, 3 times, but okay, why do you have to do this?
Mm.
Because you don't feel that you're in the right place. You
Right.
feel that maybe you're in the right domain, you're not in the right place. And
Mm,
that's why every time I was thinking about something new, I would think, okay, maybe this will lead me where I want to be.
mm,
Okay, no, it's not this. Uh, and I would try something, but every time I would learn something.
right. So it was a process. It was a
Yeah,
process. It was a
yeah,
self-discovery process.
yes,
It was a journey to understand what you were looking for. And every time you would learn something, but every time you would say, oh, but no, it's not exactly this. Something is still missing. No, it's not exactly this. And so for close to 13 years, you were really focused on teaching children, working on
yeah,
methods for children. Everything was about children.
yeah,
And then you become a mom. So
yeah.
then you come to Israel, you live France, you come to live in Israel, you become a mom, and then what happens?
Well, I was already a mom because I had two kids before,
In
but
right.
I got my third kid, my Israeli kid, and after, well, 8 years of marriage and taking care of my kids, which really brought me joy, like you can imagine. I um I was thinking, okay, now I changed of country, and I feel that okay, it's coming back. It's
Mm,
coming back. The voices are coming back. How am I going to be teaching here in Hebrew? And I'm not even sure that I want to do this.
right. So then it's the question is becoming even bigger because you're
Yeah,
changing country, you
yeah,
have your third child, and as we know, and this is something that we know when we discover ourselves, so we have this process, is that when we have a big change, then the questions come back. And I
yeah.
think that the coronavirus is also a big change, is also a time where questions come back. And so you say to yourself, no, that's it. I have to listen to my voice. I have to listen to what it says. And I apparently I can't do it by myself. So what do you decide to do at this point?
Well, I listened to my voice and then I listened to your voice, Natalie, because I had the opportunity to meet you in a networking event, and I think I hadn't heard what you said for a long time. And well, maybe in real life, because I always listen to inspiring people on YouTube, but you were there for real. So I, from your words, I believe that I could have both, being happy in my business, in my personal life, because you think both are related, and I really think too. And then you were saying, okay, I can help you. So I said, okay, maybe she can help me.
But what's important to say is that you were ready to invest. You were ready to invest time, to invest, like it was becoming important. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I have a little voice and it's gonna go and sometimes maybe someday I'll understand it. It became so important for you that you said that's it. And now I cannot afford not to really look inside because this thing that's missing is really, really important. Right?
I think as entrepreneurs, we have to think about in long term.
Mm,
It's not just today and okay, we'll see tomorrow. No, if I want to do something, if I want to start from scratch in Israel, I have to know how it's going to be, how my business is going to be. So I said, okay, I had my third kid. The Alia, when you immigrate to a new country, it's quite hard. I had all the emotions that I couldn't, I didn't have time and place to hear. And then I said, okay, stop, stop. If I want my family to be happier, if I want myself to feel uh, good in this country, if I want everything in my life to be gathered.
mm.
I have to listen to my voice and go deeper.
Right, go deeper. And so you were already in something that you loved, right? It was your
Yeah.
teaching kids was already something that you love. Your education is your passion. You were already an expert in your field. It's also important to say that at this time you already had your Facebook group with thousands and thousands of people because you were just sharing what you love doing
Yeah.
without even having a business in mind, right? I mean, maybe you had, but you weren't sure exactly how it would really monetize. And then when you decided to dive in deeper, what did you discover?
Well, I decided to schedule a VIP session with you, which was a turning point because you made me realize. I think maybe no, I didn't know it really. Honestly, I never I didn't see this coming. You made me realize that what I was loving the most, namely giving advice on mothers about the education of the kids, was really what I wanted to do.
Mm,
And I was doing this on Facebook for free. And then I realized that I could do it for my business and I didn't have to work with kids.
right,
I could work with moms, I could advise moms. And it was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
right. Right. And so it's interesting because when we hear you talk now, it sounds so obvious. We're like, yeah, of course, you had a Facebook group for mom. Of course that you love to help mom, right? But there is this blind spot. There is this thing that you cannot see, right? Because you were like, I want to help children. I want to help children. And really it's the same thing, right? Because helping mothers is also helping children.
You know, this is something I realized just now. I was giving ideas of activities,
Mhm.
but what I had in mind is that through these activities, I wanted the moms and the kids to reinforce the links they had.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I only see it now.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So you were a teacher teaching kids, you were helping mothers on the side, but instead of creating a whole business on how to teach kids and how to have workshops for kids, you realized that really your passion and
Yeah.
where business can be was offering services to moms. And
Mm.
so fast forward a year, right? Because this past year was what you really took the time to understand what you wanted to offer to mothers and what was the services that you can offer them. And so today, what do you offer them? What's the business that you've built and how are you aligned with this business?
So today, well, I started last December. So I have created an online program where we gather every week with the moms, have a group of between 7 and 10 moms. It depends on the time because it's an ongoing program. And you subscribe for 3 months, and we meet once a week. You have individual calls if you need, if you have a specific problem, because it's nice to talk with the group, but sometimes you have to deal with your own problems. And oh, I teach I teach them on how to deal with the emotions of the kids, how to help kids to become independent, how to deal with the screen time at home, and a lot of subjects. And I give them also tools to that they can use for them or for the kids. And I give support, everyday support. I take news. I care for them. Really, it's like I can see, because we have a WhatsApp group, and the moms, they have become caring for one another.
Mm.
So it's not like friends, because sometimes you don't want to tell uh, something very personal to friends. It's really caring moms who want the best for the kids, and sometimes they don't have all the answers. So I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but I have answers. So
Yeah.
yes.
And so this beautiful bubble, right? It sounds like a bubble that you've created, right? Some like a bubble where mothers are feeling cared for and supported, and someone that can listen to them, someone that can help them, someone that has experience, someone that has the expertise, right? Because you've been
Yeah.
really teaching, and you've been a mom yourself. And so though this is a program like a bubble, but you're basically really presenting this program to your audience of followers in Facebook. And this is how, the more you bring people to your Facebook group, the more you show them how you can basically upgrade them or upsell them to the program. How is this working? How do you get them from
Um,
getting free
I,
advice from you on the Facebook group to paying for a program?
First, I think that the fact that I have started my community um, without selling anything, it really brought a trust between the moms that were following me and me. But since I have started my company, I go on being authentic, obviously, but I think it's I give a lot, but sometimes I give less. I don't give everything. I don't give every tool, but I give my energy. And giving my energy make them want to to listen to me again. So very regularly I organize webinars
Mm-hmm.
on Zoom when they have a small group of from 15 to 30 mothers, I would say. But I talk to those people in small group, and then I talk about the offer, the program that I have created. So it's like yes, a funnel. You have the big audience. There are people who listen to me. They don't really need me. They don't really need my program, but they like to listening to me, and they like to share. And but there are a lot of mothers who need advice, who need to be reminded that they have to self-care, that they have to to not feeling guilty every time. So a lot of moms need to go deeper.
Yeah, for sure. And so I want to ask you, Deborah, what happened to the little voice once you found this way of channeling your passion, right? Once you found this way that was aligned to what you really loved, where did the little voice go? Is she still here? What's happening to her?
The leader voice is not here anymore. Sometimes she comes back when she can see that I'm not going on the right direction. For example, if I do too much things, because I'm quite hyper creative, and so the little voice tells me, okay, you shouldn't do this. But now it didn't take me too much time to listen to it.
Yes, yes. So basically, you feel like you're on the right path. You
Yeah,
feel like you're doing what you love. You
yeah.
know that you're going to grow, more and more mothers are going to come to your programs, that you're going to support them, that you're doing what you love, you're contributing to amazing gifts and everything that you have to those mothers. And so when the coronavirus happens, that's why it takes you, how long does it take you to say, okay, I'm going to create a TV for mom and I'm going to show them, I'm going to bring them joy, and I'm going to show them how they can teach their kids? Like, how long does it take you to be able to, if we use the language that everyone is using now, to pivot, right?
I don't know. It's very quick.
Yeah,
Usually.
I know.
No, no. I'm maybe sometimes I should, but I don't overthink,
Yeah.
because I know my audience and I know what they need. And so the message I want to give is that I didn't I didn't have a fear
Yeah.
that I would be ridiculous, or I would be a mother I would bring everybody inside my home and look at me with my kids and maybe judging me. I didn't think about this. I said, okay, I want to be authentic, so don't think too much. Do it, and you'll see. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, you come back to normal, and nobody will realize.
Yeah. And what was the
So
feedback What, how many
Yeah,
mothers?
it was amazing because it lasted two weeks, because after it was quite tiring and hard for me to keep up the rhythm. But it was funny because a lot of people that used to follow me before, like 5 years ago at the beginning of the group, they came back. It was like, okay, something new, something funny is happening on the group, so let's come back and say hello. So I got a lot of likes, comments, a lot of new people following me, a lot of people saying thank you for the energy, thank you for the ideas. And it was nice because it really felt like even if it was virtual, it was a community.
Yes, yes. Everyone felt together, connected,
Yeah,
supported, and that is you. You created that space and you created that atmosphere. Wow, that's amazing. So we're going to share the link to your page, to your Facebook group, and to
yes,
your
for sure.
Facebook page so that people can go and like your page, of course, and see the group. I want to say to anyone who is interested that Deborah's pages and groups are in French. So if you're French speaking, you're more than welcome to join the group and to really benefit from Deborah's expertise and gifts and everything that she teaches. And if you're not French, then maybe you should start learning French. Maybe that's a good idea. So we're going to share this. I want to say that your energy and the way that you bring the content with authenticity and very naturally and very with a lot of generosity. I think that this is what the mothers are feeling. They're feeling that yes, it is a business. Yes, of course you want to make money. Yes, of course you want to grow your business and you want more mothers to join and you want your programs to be known all over, but you're doing it still with generosity, with authenticity, with being yourself. And this is always going to stay. It's never going to go. It doesn't matter how big you become, and I know you're going to become big. I can see how big you're going to become, but you're still going to be aligned to who you are and do what you love and offer your gift. So I really want to congratulate you for this, and it's amazing to see you grow, really.
Thank you, Natalie. It's been a year since we've worked together,
Yes,
so we have to celebrate.
we have to say.
And yes, actually, it's a big celebration for me because it's really an investment that it's worth a million,
Wow.
because it's not only that I decided to listen to my voice, but I found in you the right person who could understand, someone who thinks fast, someone who goes in every direction, and I thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. I'm so proud to be part of your journey. And I know we're going to hear from you and all the people that are listening here. The message is if you have a little voice, you have to keep listening to it.
Yeah,
It could take years. Yeah, nothing happens overnight. It's not something that happened in 1 or 2 years. But like you said, during the journey and during the process, you learn things and you knew that there was a reason why you had to go through this process. And then once you find the magic recipe of alignment, of doing what you love, making money with it, contributing to the world, well then the sky's the limit. Then you can just
yeah.
continue growing your programs and bringing your gifts to the world. So thank you so much for sharing your story. We're going to have the Facebook Live tomorrow morning so that people can ask you questions, and I'm sure that they'll have a lot of questions, and we'll be happy to answer. And we're going to share the love, share the magic, share the alignment, share the born to do. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.